Okay, so this right here this guy right here is me. That's my half sister, my uncle, my aunt, and my other uncle and my aunt. This is about how old I was when all this happened, like 4 years old. So yeah, so I was like really young. So this was my school. Its name was J.D. Parks. This is where I went to in elementary, well, at least my first couple of years. This is the school where it all happened. This is me. I went to this school. My sister actually went to this school too, but I do not remember her being there with me. So this is just me going to school like any regular kid. I used to take the bus home every day. My mom would take me in the morning, and then after school, the bus would bring me close to home, and I would just walk maybe 4 or 5 houses down, and that would be my house. On this particular day, my bus, which is this one, my bus, which was late. I just got on the first bus I saw because that's what I always did, and I knew that was my bus because my bus was always the first one. Well, my bus was late, so I got in on the wrong bus. So this bus, the wrong bus took me to these apartments. This was the last stop of the day. At this time, I was around 4 years old. I was really young. This was the last stop of the day. So all the kids got off and they went into the apartments. When the bus driver, he told me to get off, I told him that I didn't live here. These are the apartments, by the way. I told the guy I didn't live here, but he told me to get off anyway because this was the last stop of the day. I know, really messed up. So I get off and I start walking back and forth, crying because I didn't know where I was. I was too young. And actually, now that I'm older, I know where that place is, and it's actually really close to my house. But I didn't know where I was, so I started crying. Luckily, there were some kids around, older than I was, maybe like 10 or 12, and they started helping me. They asking me what's wrong, and I told them that I was lost, that I did not live there. This lady sees me crying, and she takes me to her truck. This was her truck. And she took me to her truck because she told me she was gonna help me find my parents. So I got in the truck with her and she drove off. Okay, so this right here, this is the freeway. Forgot a knee. This is the freeway, Beltway 8. These over here, these are the apartments. Apartments. There's a street right here called Ramsey. So this is one of the entrances into my city from the freeway. Luckily, I live on this street. So she was taking me to the police station, which is way down there, going into the city where I live. She came into Ramsey. She was taking me to the police station to report a lost kid. But I lived on this street. So while she was driving by, I told her that I lived here. So she automatically went into the driveway, and my mom comes out running, crying, because at this time I didn't know something else was going on. Okay, so back at the school where JD Parks, where I was at, my mom had gone already there. My mom had gone looking for me because I hadn't gotten home. This is what happened. The school, they said that me, this guy, who went there for 2 years, I didn't exist. They told my mom that I didn't have me in their records. What the heck? So my mom started going crazy. She started screaming like, what do they mean I didn't exist? I've been going there for 2 years. And they told me that they had never seen me and that I just did not exist in that school. So my mom, she left. She called the police, and they started an investigation with the school. And then, then I came along. She found me, so it's whatever. But the school was still under investigation. It was still under investigation on why I didn't exist. So because of that, I moved schools, and I moved to a school called McMaster's, which is actually closer to where I live. And it was actually a really good school. I kept going to school there, and it was a good school. I liked it. So that's what happened to me, and I know it's crazy, and I actually do not know what actually happened at the school, if they were fined or whatever. But everything turned out alright, I think. I'm still with my family. So that's kind of the story of when I got lost. It was very traumatic. I had actually trouble sleeping and going to school days after that. It was traumatic, and I didn't want to be back at school. And that's when my mom moved me schools and everything happened. But yeah, it's crazy how just to protect themselves, what schools are willing to do, or what people are willing to do just to not get sued or whatever. They're willing to risk the life of a child. So yeah, I stopped going there. My sister moved out of that school as well, and my little brother didn't go there either. He went to McMaster's too. But yeah, it's the story of what happened back then. Hope you enjoyed it. Hey, I told the story of whenever I got lost, the school lost me, JD Parks. Mm-hmm. I told the story in like a drama life type of thing.